The Seattle Seahawks recently parted ways with one of the most iconic coaches of this generation in Pete Carroll. They proceeded to ring me up and say, hey, could you rebuild this franchise for us? And I mean, you know what I responded with, right?
Yeah.
And shout out to everybody for the love shown on the Commanders rebuild, as I asked for 1,500 likes and we hit that, so nice, thank you very much. However, in this one, if we can hit 2,000 likes, let's just say I'm gonna be releasing a spin-off of this video again, but even more difficult. And thank you to you all for 20,000 subscribers, an amazing milestone to hit, but subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 25K and I cannot do that without you. And enjoy. At QB, we have future NFL star Geno Smith. And man, I do love Geno, and the story he had last season was incredible as well, but the combination of a new coach coming in, this team missing out on the playoffs, and for Madden's sake especially, him being 32 years old and only normal development,
That's the problem.
all means it is likely we search for our new signal caller in this year's draft. And at running back, the 1-2 punch of K9 and Zach Charbonnet is super dynamic and very good as well. Personally for me, after another great season, I think K9 can really become one of the best in the league. And the receiver group is just as good. Here, of course, the number one is DK Metcalf. And sadly, I didn't get this on camera, but while I was just simply looking at his abilities here, he shoved me to the ground and just got an unsportsmanlike conduct. So joke's on you, DK. Who nonetheless is good, but after his sophomore season where he was insane, I really thought he was going to become and develop into one of the best wideouts in the league, but he has kind of stalled out as of late. Now, he is really good, plus is still pretty young at 25 years old as well, so there's no doubt in my mind we're going to be able to develop him into a top-end wide receiver in this league, especially when you consider the physical traits that he has. He's in the 99.9 percentile. He is a freak, right? So when he's a 99 and winning a Super Bowls, we'll be standing on business.
He's saying in sign language, standing on business.
The wide receiver 2 is Tyler Lockett, who to this day is still so underrated. Now, sadly, this year he broke his streak of getting 1,000+ yards and 8+ touchdowns as well. I believe he only ended up with about 900 yards there, but still want to give Lockett his flowers, man. He's been so incredibly consistent for them and has been a huge part of the Seahawks' success over the years. But he is 30 years old now, and father time don't be waiting for nobody, especially when you already have somebody that's knocking on the doorstep. Now, JSN was my favorite wide receiver prospect of his draft class. I just thought he was an absolute demon at Ohio State, and when you consider the guys like Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, his teammates in college, of course, saying he's the best out of the three, that means a lot because those two dudes are killers. And now, he didn't necessarily boom in his rookie season, but that's hard to do when you're sitting behind Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, of course, but he definitely showed some glimpses. And with him being still just 21 years old as well, we're going to have him throughout this entire rebuild, and there's no doubt in my mind he's going to develop into an absolute superstar, and him alongside DK Metcalf as well. Mark my words right now, but they will become the best wide receiver duo in the league. And I hope that happens in real life as well, because I chose him extremely early in my Dynasty League, so... Also, let's make the speed demon Jake Bobo our number 4. Wait, am I thinking of the wrong play? Tight end's cool, nothing great here, but all three of these guys play a good role on this offense, so. Offensive line, and tell you what, I think they're cooking up something here. Because not only do I think Charles Cross is a franchise tackle, but I think Abraham Lucas on the right is damn good as well. Now, he did deal with some nasty injuries this season, only playing about 1/3 of the games, but I think last year as a rookie, he was as solid as they come. Now, defensively, they got some players over here, I can't lie. And with Pete Carroll now gone, I think one of the top candidates to take over the head coaching role here would be Dan Quinn. I think he could do wonders with this defense. Especially with guys like Tariq Woolen, who I think was just so good as a rookie, or even as a 5th round pick, he made the Pro Bowl, and there were even genuine shouts of him winning Defensive Rookie of the Year over Sauce. Now, I believe there were some tackling issues down the stretch of this season, but I do still think he's good in real life, but especially for us in this rebuild today. And Reek's partner in crime is none other than a standout rookie, Devon Witherspoon, who they chose at number 5, of course, and that somehow feels like a steal. I guess because it was the Broncos pick at the end of the day from the Russ trade, of course, but Witherspoon was phenomenal as a rookie, and he plays with that killer instinct as well. Every hit, every play he makes is so vicious, and I honestly love it. And honestly, I like him so much, I'm gonna make him our CB1 right away. Trey Brown's a solid number 3. RIP to Kobe, one of the GOATs. And RIP Michael Jackson as well, I guess. But most importantly, RIP to Pete Carroll, man, gone but never forgotten. I like the defensive line as well. Dramont Jones, Jaron Reed, and Leonard Williams, who I'm not gonna lie, the package they gave up was a little bit rich, but he has a cool face scan. The biggest problem, though, is we're gonna have to give him a new contract. And they gave him a bit to get him, like I mentioned, so they're kind of backed into a corner with whatever he demands. Does that sound familiar, Seahawk fans? Frickin' Prez, man, the haul they gave up to get him was crazy. That contract they gave him looks even crazier. But the wildest part of it all is at the end of this season, they were treating him like this.
They ain't cut me. Yes, they did. They must have cut me. Man.
And you know, I still remember all the memes about him as a player, plus all the picks they gave up to get him, but I still thought Perez was really good at the beginning. In these last 2 years, he's been battling a ton of injuries, but when he's been on the field, he hasn't really looked the same either, so I'm not too sure what we do with Perez moving on. Especially with Julian Love having a breakout campaign and even making the Pro Bowl. And ever since Seattle acquired Quandre Diggs, he's been super consistent for them at the back end as an overhang defender, but he himself is getting a little up there in age as well, 30 years old now, which is just a scary number to see, especially when you're rebuilding them here. And for their pass rushers, Boye Mafe started off this season incredible. I think kind of slowed down in the second half, but he still has a lot of upside to him. And Uchenna Nwosu unfortunately got hurt this year, but I honestly think he's pretty solid as well. And then at linebacker, you of course got B-Wags, one of Seattle's best ever players, but I'm not gonna lie with you, no idea how he made this year's Pro Bowl. He's still good, no doubt gave you a million tackles this year as well, but he's definitely not what he once was. However, I am a big fan of Jordan Brooks alongside him. He gives you a ton of tackles as well, even added in some sacks this year as well as a pick. And as you can tell, this team has some amazing players, right? And a great foundation to build upon as well, but with Pete Carroll now out as the head coach, it might be time to move on to the next chapter. Why are we in the playoffs? As you can see here, every standing is correct. Except for us. Well, that's quite annoying because we end up with the same record, of course, as the Packers, but we end up having the tiebreaker here for whatever reason. I'm just gonna sim this game, and whatever happens, I'm just gonna act like the Packers right now, so I'll basically just do a pick swap with them. Alright, we lost anyway. But good God, we didn't just lose. We got pounded, bro. Geno, brother. As CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup put up a combined 300 yards on our dome, as well as 3 touchdowns, okay? And the Super Bowl is gonna be Ravens-Niners.
Boring.
Houdini. And I totally just forgot about stats. Geno Smith, 3,800 yards, 19-19 though. K9 was sick though, 1,200 yards, 4.5 a carry, 13 tuds. And man, not having 1,000-yard receiver when you have Lockett, Metcalf, and JSN is a little disappointing. B-Wags and Jordan Brooks, of course, lead the way for tackles made. TFL's 12 there for Jaron Reed. Sack numbers 7.5 for Big Cat, 6.5 for Jordan Brooks, 6 for Bobby Wagner, and 6 for Boye Mafe, as well as Trey Brown and Quandre Diggs get themselves 2 picks each. And now we can check out some development traits, but offensively we got nothing either way. And on defense, it sticks out like a sore thumb. Devon Witherspoon is up to a superstar. That is pretty awesome. I even think B-Wags went up to star, but it's not really gonna do much. Lamar beats the Niners again, 21-10, and he also gets himself a Super Bowl MVP. The LeBron James of football has retired. Now, there are some players I'd like to bring back, but we only got 20 mil. Jordan Brooks being the first one, but we're gonna have to bump it up a lot because he has no interest. Just put the salary and the bonus up to 5 mil there. It's a little bit rich, but I think he can really develop into a really good player for us. Well, I sure hope he does. Can't stop Noah Fant, I'm gonna let him walk. Devin Bush, don't care. Damian Lewis just doesn't really have interest, and he also thinks he's Quentin Nelson or something. And then there's Big Cat, who we don't even have enough money to re-sign. I mean, B-Wags is here as well. I would love for him to retire as a Seahawk. Let's see if we can save any money by cutting people though. Geno, nope. What in the world? We save almost 5 mil for cutting Brian Moan. I mean, yeah, play it for the one time, hey? Who? We can save about $1 mil for D. Eskridge. I mean, sure. $1 mil for Mr. Stone Forsyth. And this guy too. But I mean, goodness, B-Wags, no like homegrown discount or anything. I am gonna lower it though a considerable amount. He does still have green interest, so he should. Alright, man. Do I re-sign the best return man in the league? I'm just kidding. He might be the worst. And you know what? I was actually planning on bringing back Leonard Williams as well, but let's just let him go. Let's just start on a fresh new slate. Now, we do have about 20 mil to spend, though, in free agency, so let's see what big names we can get. Whoa, calm down, Madden. That's a little too crazy. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, though. I would love Grant Delpit. No mentors at this position. Is Prez not a mentor? I mean, what the hell does he do for us, then? If nobody's got me, Ezra Cleveland's got me. Okay, we brought back Bobby Wagner, but Ezra Cleveland does not have me. I guess Trey Turner does, though. I just needed a body. And it may be time to move on from a few players on the last page. Somebody like Tyler Lockett, Quandre Diggs on the wrong side of 30 now, and of course, Geno Smith himself. If we were to get offers for all 3 of these guys, though, really? I'm sure somebody wants them. Okay, well, I kind of see the reason why now. Cap hit is crazy on them. Okay, what about just Lockett then? BJ Ojolari, interdivision, though. Dalton Schultz, superstar dev as well, 83 overall. That's not terrible. To be honest, he would kind of make sense on the Texans as well. To, of course, help out their young GOAT. But I don't really care for a player, huh? How about just a future second and maybe a 2026 third-round pick as well? Would they accept that? The trade is accepted. Tyler Lockett is now a Houston Texan. Or should I say Tennessee Titan? If you know, then you freaking know. Oh my god, I actually just went to the top. But hey, hopefully Lockett flourishes over there with CJ Stroud as well, but no doubt gonna go down as a Seahawks legend. But for these two, we might just wait till next season, or we just may end up cutting them. And for our pick in round 1, I'm definitely intrigued in either Jayden Daniels or Michael Penix. Jayden Daniels, of course, the Heisman winner and the overall better prospect, I'd say as well. However, he is a top 5 projection, so we would have to probably give up a bit to get him. He is a really fun player though, and that's definitely still an option if we want. But if not, we could of course take Michael Penix and keep the UW man in state, who also is coming off a spectacular season, leading UW all the way to a national championship. And if he's still sitting pretty at pick number 18, I will not hesitate. Also, I think the new update changed a few of these created player faces, and they look kind of cool. But Tez Walker being around 3 to 4 projection is probably a little too crazy. I need to move him up very soon. We're gonna put the first one on him. Second one's going on my boy JPJ, Sko Ducks. And Adisa Isaac here out of Penn State looks to be a little bit of a gem, around 2 to 3 projection. And if you want this draft class on Xbox Next Gen, it is called PUMV 2024. I'll put it on the screen right now if you do want to download it. All credit, every single bit of credit, all to Bengal. This is his draft class and he did everything. I have just moved players around as of late because, you know, the board and the players move up and down every single day, so I'm just trying to keep track with that. For example, Michael Penix was originally a round 2 to 3 projection, but I moved him up to round 1 to 2 now after how we performed against Texas. I think he's going to be rising. And same thing for guys like Nate Wiggins and Terrion Arnold. I believe Quillian McKinstry was ahead of him before, but I think they're comfortably projected at least and mocked as of now to go ahead of him. Definitely not the finished product though. A guy like Emeka Egbuka I got to take out because he's going back to the Ohio State University. I don't know why I said the. Like, I gotta put Tez Walker probably to like around 1 to 2 now. You got my boy Troy Franklin. Adonai Mitchell is rising day by day. Keon Coleman falling just a tad bit now, but I think it's more so just because of how stacked this receiver class is. Brian Thomas as well, comfortably around 1 guy now. It's the draft in January though. Nothing's finalized. There's gonna be people that moved all over the place, so I'll try to keep it up to date as best as possible. But once again, all credit to Bengal, of course. This is his entire class. But we are here. The 2024 NFL draft is upon us. And look at that draft order as well. It's beautiful, isn't it? By the way, I did swap picks with the Packers, so we have number 18. Although I didn't do it for any other pick, but who really cares? But sadly, the Giants have our second round pick at 52. Damn you, Leonard Williams. And you know what? Let's sim the first 5 just to see how Madden is Never seen that before. That would be insane. Madden's got a mind of its own, and the Cardinals go Latu, who I have at like number 12 on the big board, which is kind of annoying. Why wouldn't they go Marvin, you know? There goes Marvin, but where is Caleb? If the Commanders don't go Caleb Williams, I swear. Okay, he goes to Maryland, where I believe he's from. Or Washington, wherever, I don't know. And then the Chargers should go Neighbors or a tackle, Fashanu or Joe Alt. They go, of course, they go JC Lake. But tell you what, Drake May is falling, which means Jayden Daniels is falling. If he falls a little more, I may be a little tempted. The problem is, though, I just don't think he's going to fall this much in real life. He's probably going to go at least top 5, right? Oh, Drake May to the Giants. The Bears just went Brock Bowers and Cooper DeJean. All right. Nothing wrong with those players. They're great prospects, just not what I expected at all from the Bears. Okay, we're at 14 now. Is Jayden Daniels just gonna fall to me? Well, the Bengals aren't gonna take him, so now I'm in a bit of a pickle, right? Or I could just go JJ McCarthy, who has the same birthday as me, so I've randomly decided to just put some fandom into him. But also, respectfully, no. And I know, I should go Jayden Daniels. He has fallen to us for whatever reason here at number 18. I just don't think I'm going to do it because he's almost guaranteedly going to go top 5, if not even top 3. We have him as a top 5 rejection. I'm not sure why he's fallen to us here at number 18. So I'm just not going to go on because if I want Jayden Daniels, I would want to trade up because that would be the realistic output of real life. So whatever team gets him this late on, you hit the jackpot. But I'm going to go with Michael Penix here, keep him in state despite all of the question marks about him, right? Obviously, he has a big injury history. I think we all know that. I think he's torn both his ACLs when he was at Indiana. He's also going to be very old. This is his 6th season in college football, and all those things factor when you are looking at prospects, especially at the quarterback position as well. But I think he's given us a good enough sample size here in the past 2 seasons at UW and has shown all these glimpses and all these flashes of what he can potentially be if he can remain healthy. Because him as a passer, he throws darts, he throws lasers with that beautiful left hand, and hopefully Seattle has their new franchise quarterback in Michael Penix. Now, he is only normal here, but that's not to worry. We can hopefully get him and develop him pretty easily at the quarterback position, especially with the skill position players and the good overall offense that we have. So Michael Penix, the keys are yours. And after drafting Penix, he's been all up in my ear, all up in my face about drafting his collegiate teammate Jalen Polk. And I know Tez Walker is here, but similarly to Jane Daniels, he's just not going to be here at pick 12, round 3. But there is a world Jalen Polk is, right? We can reunite him with Penix, we keep him in state, the storylines are too good, and he can be the replacement for the outgoing, of course, Tyler Lockett. Jalen Polk is going to be my pick here at round 3, pick number 12. He ends up only being a normal development as well, but I think the connection was too good to give up on. And pick number 12 was the Broncos pick, I believe, from the Russ trade still. This one is number 20. This one is ours. We're going to choose Byron Murphy here, the big defensive tackle out of Texas. Him alongside Devontae Sweat were awesome. Byron Murphy has a lot of upside to him as well, and with no more Leonard Williams here, he should be able to play in that role and hopefully develop into a solid player on our D-line. Ends up being hidden. And now in round 4, it's time to hype up somebody who I have zero clue about, but when they boom in real life, we're going to come back to this clip and say I'm a genius. And I'm going to go with right end Shamar Turner, who funnily enough is out of A&M, and I say that because he gives me flashes and glimpses of a young Myles Garrett. I think when you watch him on film, you can really see the similarities between the two. Welcome to Seattle. I am investing stock into him as we speak. Michael Penix ends up being a 73 overall, not too bad. And I honestly agree with the normal development because there's just too many question marks as we speak, but I wouldn't be surprised if he became, you know, a quality starting QB in this league. And hopefully we get to see some of that today. His accuracy is amazing though, 86 short, 87 medium and deep there, 88 throw power as well, 80 play action. He's not the fastest because he doesn't run too much anymore because of all the injuries in Indiana, but he's got some wheels to him. I might upgrade that a little bit. How about Jalen Polk though in round 3, 74 overall, Byron Murphy 71, but of course hidden development as well. And Myles Garrett Jr. is a 70 already. And I kind of just want to see which team ended up with Jaden Daniels. It's going to be the Titans in round 2. And I believe the 3rd consecutive season they've chosen a QB in the draft. Of course, Malik Willis, then Will Levis, and now Jaden Daniels. And for no reason at all, because they already got the GOAT there. If you know, you know. And here now into the actual first year, let's make it official. Michael Penix, you are the QB1. We reunite you with your buddy Jalen Polk. You got a superstar K9 as well as a superstar JSN, 79 overall now, as well as an X Factor, DK Metcalf. The offensive line certainly could be better like the one he has at UW, but it's not bad. Our main goal here is just to build an offense similarly to what he had at UW. And I mean, defensively, we should be fine as well. I love Byron Murphy as the backup for this season. We got Myles Garrett 2.0, and of course, let's make Devon Witherspoon our CB1. I'm also going to make Jordan Brooks the middle linebacker one because it's time to hand over the keys, old man. And if there was ever a time I wanted a Devy from training camp, it is right now with Michael Penix. That would most certainly be Big Penix energy. Why is he right-handed? God. You know what? That's gonna bother me. I'm changing it right now. Actually, I'm glad I'm here as well because I do not like the number 16 on him. You know, we can rock with 0. That's kind of cold. It's 2024. Guess while we're here, we can find him a cool new face as well. Oh, look, it actually shows it now. Thank you, EA. Because that was so freaking hard to do, right? Okay, now which one looks like a peanut? I'm gonna go with head number 60. Madden can suck my Penix. A no for Poke. Tariq Woolen is the best user ever, bro. Too bad this game hit, and this is why Jason Myers is the GOAT, okay? Well then, at mid-season in Michael Penix's year 1, we are 1-6. National Scout, as you can see, the top 2 prospects in this class are a defensive end, and we're gonna have a top pick. So it's going on the end. In 7 games in, Michael Penix has 1,070 yards, 9 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Just rookie growing pains. It's what to be expected. I think I wait on everybody, to be honest with you. Week 8 against the Niners. Of course. Was not expecting that. Our only other win was actually against the Rams, so another interdivision team. We beat them 34-17. We beat the Niners in San Fran 28-25. Michael Penix, as long as you can show these glimpses of what you can do, that's all we need in year 1, man. Oh my god, and K9 was doing a whole lot of nothing out there. 24 for 62? Good god, who let the Niners get Brian Thomas now, dude? What? The Patriots, no more Belichick. They're 3-4. We lose by 3 points. I'm okay with that. Oh my god, the Bears. That's what you get for going Brock Bowers and Cooper DeCino. And you know what, why not? Let's check out the prospect spotlight. Assistant GM says left end Dimitri Hobbs here. He's been standing out from other prospects in terms of his football IQ. If he's a bust, I'm firing you on the spot, buddy. Ooh, Alex Schroeder's a top 5 talent power rusher out of the Ohio State as well. A good defensive end school. Gregory's an okay. Dimitri Hobbs, a left end, I believe. He's all the way down here at a he's a little bit of a gem, you know, assistant GM. We already have him fully scouted because our 3-star scout is, of course, defensive end, but dude, I would not mind. Antonio Hardy, a defensive tackle at Notre Dame here, all the way at around 3 to 4 projection. He might be a steal. Nate Washington out of Oklahoma. Let's bring him to Washington, maybe. And with Quandre Diggs a foot out the door already, Blair Stewart might be his replacement. Now, we left off at 2-8, and at the end of the year, we end up finishing 6-11, actually 3rd in the division. kind of annoyingly. And look at some of the teams here. The Colts are the #1 seed in the AFC. That is awesome to see. Packers, Jordan Love. Jordan freaking Love. By the way, there have been a lot of comments for a Colts and a Packers rebuild. I will try to get to them soon. There's a ton of teams though. But I will tell you right now, I love both of their QBs. I didn't even mean that as a pun, you know what I mean. But I'll tell you right now, I Richardson both of their QBs. Penix in year 1, we were the 27th ranked offense. Okay, at least it's not last though. Defense though, huh? 30th is crazy. Penix in his rookie year, 3,500 yards, 26 touchdowns, 14 picks. That is a pretty solid rookie year if I say so myself. Not the best, not the worst, but hopefully he can win rookie of the year and go up to star. That is actually very needed, I'm not gonna lie. Kenneth Walker though, 5 a carry, 11 touchdowns as well as almost 1,300 yards. He's an animal, we've been known that. DK Metcalf put up about 950 yards, 7 touchdowns. JSN, 9 tutties for him, 900 yards. Jalen Polk, not a bad year 1, found the end zone 6 times as well. The chemistry's already there. And Will Disley, although I love you my brother, we need a new tight end. I want this offense to be explosive as ever. B-Wags of course leads the way. Brooks right behind him though. Witherspoon even with 107 tackles, because why not? 12 TFLs for Nwosu and Jaron Reed there. Sack numbers 9 for Nwosu, okay. 7 for Boye Mafe, so both the edge rushers had a pretty good season. Stephon Witherspoon, 5 interceptions. B-Wags threw it back real quick. 4. He had 4 interceptions, 2 for Quandre Diggs and Kobe. MVP goes to this man. I'm sick of him. He's too good. Will the Eagles lose to the Buccaneers in the wild card round?
Home field advantage is the top seed in the NFC.
Okay, moment of truth though. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, please be Michael Penix. It's Caleb Williams. Michael Penix actually ends up being number 6. Jalen Polk is top 5, which is cool. Donovan Edwards, who went insane in the Natty. Adonai Mitchell on the Giants. That would be fun. Alongside Drake May as well, hey, but yeah, we finished top 6. Hey, check this out though. Devon Witherspoon is your best DB in the NFC. Remember, he already went up to Superstar last season. Could he go up to Superstar X Factor now? Offensively, nothing, sadly. Even not K9, I thought maybe, but Penix remains at a normal as well as Jalen Polk, sadly. Defensively, though, Devon Witherspoon stays at a superstar. Quandre Diggs went up, but he's probably going to be let go. And also up to superstar is nice, though. We like that, but nothing else, it seems. I kind of wish we got Boye Mafe up to star instead of Nwosu up to superstar, but how did Miles Turner not go up? Or Miles Turner. Okay, never mind. He went to Texas though, not A&M, but he went to Texas. And the Ravens win another Super Bowl, this time beating the Falcons 20-16. MVP is of course Lamar Jackson. Ever since he went on Brady's podcast, he is turning into Brady. And obviously not a good season at all, but we expected a bumpy ride, right, in Penix's year 1, so hopefully he can just keep developing and trend upwards from here on out. First and foremost though, we got a Charles Cross 5th-year option. I'm gonna decline it. I'm just gonna give him a long-term deal next season. And Diggs at 32 years of age now, we're probably gonna let go. Julian Love, Jaron Reed, Trey Brown, Will Disley, Trey Turner, B-Wags, I'm gonna let them all go. I wanted Bobby Wagner to retire here, but now he's just being annoying. And he also doesn't want to rejoin us back, so whatever. But tell you what, it might be time to do this. By releasing Geno Smith, we would free up 25 mil in our cap room. Incur a little penalty there, but the 25 mil being freed would be very, very nice. Geno Smith, appreciate everything you did for Seattle, but we're gonna have to cut ties, which now gives us almost 80. What? Thought that was the free agency tab. We have 77.6 mil. Nick Chubb is here. Amari Cooper. Jalen Waddle is here on back-to-back rebuilds of mine. I have never seen him before that. Kevin Byard, Zadarius Smith, Tyrann Matthews, Drake Greenlaw wouldn't be a bad addition to our team. JOK though. Madden, can we stop just having the Packers not re-sign Jordan Love? Also, why is he only a normal? Not a good tight end class if Will Disley's on the frickin' top of it.
Connection error. Unable to connect to EA server. Please try again later. See www.ea.com/unable to connect for additional information.
You have been returned to the main menu. I know. All right, I guess I'm cooked for today. All right, we're back. I don't really remember where we left off, but I do have a few players here, and we end up going 5 for 5 there, so not too shabby. Teron Johnson being the big one, as Waddle goes to Washington, which is just hilarious because in my Commanders rebuild, he didn't want to join at all. Blair Stewart's at 80. Let's make it 100. Now, we are in the market for a new tight end, and honestly, a lot of these guys look good, but I think Cody Weatherspoon's going to be the guy we go with. And the last one on Greg Mills here out of Oklahoma. And in the draft here, we're going to have pick number 8, but in the second round, we're also going to have pick number 14. And Stewart's only round 2 to 3. 3. I mean, the question I'm asking myself is, do we make the big splash up to number 1 and grab Alex Schroeder? He actually looks insane. Awareness, finesse moves, power moves, and his ratings most definitely are in the top percentile too. I guess it doesn't hurt to at least try. But as expected, Chicago wants a lot. I will give you 8 and 40. This guy. I'll throw in a Chen and Nwosu as well. Guess we can just try that for now. Okay. But I add in my second in 2027. Orange. Second in 2026 too. Still not green. All right. I wish we were just a little bit worse, but unfortunately, he's going to go 1, of course. Okay, didn't expect that to get accepted right away. We're moving back here from 8 to 19. I'm getting a future second and a third from the Bengals. And if I stuck at 8, that is the exact guy I would have went with, but we just didn't really need receiver, but he looked really freaking good. And at pick 19, I'm going to go with the safety, Kari French here out of USC. Still just 21 years old, but I'm probably going to move him out to free safety. Love the B zone coverage as well, and we need depth there as we only have Ashton Davis right now, who we signed in the offseason. So Kari French is going to be our first pick here in 2025. Ends up being hidden development as well, so should fit right in. The heck's going on with this guy? Not gonna lie, this corner, George Randolph, looks ridiculous. He's 6'4", 21 years old. We don't really need corner, but damn, I think he's the best player here. I might regret it, but I'm not gonna go him. I can't do it. We got so many other holes to fill out. Actually, you know what? F it. I'm gonna do it. This draft class looks sick. I want so many players, so I'm probably gonna trade back into the second round. But first, at number 8, let's get George Randolph. You guys saw how he looked. Just too good to pass up on simply. Ends up being hidden. I'm not surprised at 6'4" with 94 acceleration, 91 agility, and 91 speed as well. I mean, Legion of Boom is back, baby. And now at number 14, let's go with the little gem that is Dimitri Hobbs, who our assistant GM, of course, scouted out for us and told us that he is a good talent. Round 1 to 2 here, he should be good depth as a pass rusher on our team alongside Nwosu, Boye Mafe as well. Dimitri Hobbs, assistant GM. Did you do your homework? Only normal, sadly. He should be a decent overall, but the normal stings. Okay, we have 3 third-rounders next year as well as 2 seconds. Let's do a third and a second next year. Let's see if we can move up to 55, and we can with the Dolphins. Maybe it was a little rich, not gonna lie, but it's okay. But it is at this pick where I'm gonna go with the tight end, Cody Weatherspoon, who we, of course, put a private workout on. 90% scouted. As you can see, the ratings are pretty solid all around. Ran a 4.61 and had the fastest 20-yard shuttle, but A awareness, A medium route, pass block catching, deep route, B spec catch as well. He's going to be tight end 1 on hopefully this high-powered offense next season with Michael Penix taking that next jump up. Cody Weatherspoon, welcome to the team. Hidden development as well. We will take that all day long. Round 3, I'm going to go linebacker Warren Sanders here out of Michigan State, just 21 years old. We're kind of lacking that position now with Bobby Wagner now gone. Jordan Brooks needs a partner in crime. Only normal development, sadly. And now into round 4, we're making every pick count here. I'm gonna go with the guy with a weird picture. Sam Callahan here is a Florida State center, 22 years old. Look at the physical stats though. Elite acceleration, agility, and great in every other department, as well as destroyed the combine too. Sam Callahan is probably gonna be our starting center this entire video. Ends up being hidden dev as well. Has an awesome picture. What doesn't he have? Oh my god. Let's go check out how we did though. I think we had a pretty solid draft if I say so myself, as French ends up being a 76 and Randolph, that is why I took him. He was way too good for me just to look past, 78 overall. Hobbs ends up being a 76, 75 for the new tight end 1. Sanders 74, only normal unfortunately, but a good overall nonetheless. And Sam Callahan at a 72, eh? Pretty good draft for us, as Schroeder ends up being only a 79 actually. He is hidden development of course, but I was really thinking he was going to be like maybe mid 80s because he looked so crazy. Ends up being an X factor. We tried trading up for him. They wanted a lot for good reason. Hopefully all the other picks that we had though makes up for it. Oh my god, Joe Chamberlain? Who was this? He went in the 4th round, 80 overall in Washington. We could have kept him in state. I got blinded by Sam's cool picture and we missed out on Joe Chamberlain. He's actually a superstar too. Oh my. Went at 420. Of course, our pick was number 8 in the 4th round when we went with the center too, so could have had him. Could have had him. Okay, well, here's the wide receiver that I was telling you guys about that I would have went him if we stayed at 8. He ends up being an X factor. Oh my god. Let's reveal somebody. We got a few options here. I might do George Randolph, and depending on what he is, I mean, I'm gonna find a way to involve him. Generate best lineup here, as our team is much. Look at this dude's picture. Is still throwing me off. You can't even see the hidden development. Like the blue, it's like on the edges. I don't know. Defensively though, cornerback. he ends up only being a star. But hey, the team is looking better and better. Everybody's developing. We're just hoping Penix can take that sophomore leap. And defensively, our DB room is actually disgusting. We have 4 really good corners. Jamal Adams and French are still here. Or French just got here, you know what I mean? But in the draft, we added in Sanders, who's going to be our linebacker 2 now, as well as Dimitri Hobbs, 76 overall. And he's actually going to be our highest rated rush D tackle right away at a 75 overall. I'm going to make also Byron Murphy our number 2, just so hopefully he develops quicker. That's just not the route. What? No. It's roughing the passer. I swear to... Why is it always on the 3rd rep too? No. 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 Yep, we got it. That was the 3rd rep too. I swear to God, if I would have, that would have made me mad. Dimitri Hobbs, show me something. Oh my God. Okay. And at mid-season, we're 4-2, but more importantly, top of the NFC North. No, the NFC West, yes. And what's even more exciting is we got some devies to check out. The center, the tight end, both, unfortunately, are only a star. Branch, or no, his name is not Branch. Brian French is only a star too. Damn, did I only get stars then? Thought that was such a sick draft for us. We could have had that receiver. We could have had that other center. In another universe, we traded up to 1 and got that superstar X Factor guy. But at the end of the day, we're here. We're 4-2, top of the West. I'm happy. And Penix is growing. On the road, though, he is doing well. 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, but only 1 interception. Oh my God. K9 might win MVP this year. What in the world? Big players here like DK, K9, Tariq Woolen, but look at the cap room. We got a lot of breathing room over here. I'll bump up DK a bit because his interest is only orange, and he is back for 4 more. Okay, K9 has red interest because the scheme fit doesn't work, even though he's going insane this season, so I'll have to bump it up a bit. I'm going to bump it up so much because he is having quite a historic season this year. Player signed, he's back. Tariq Woolen does have interest, still just 26 years of age as well, 87 overall. He's back for another 4 as well. Abraham Lucas, the right tackle, is back for another 2 seasons. Now, Prez is still good, 87 overall, but a 4-year deal with that amount of money, I'm not too sure, my guy. And I should have gave Cross the 5th year last year because he has no interest. Super Bowl chase is underdog. I'm going to wait till the end of the year then. And we're obviously keeping Jake Bobo at all costs. Week 8 away against the Niners. Of course. They were only 2-5 before that as well. Oh my God. And now we have the 6-2 Titans, and we lose 3 in a row. Good job, guys. I'm not gonna lie, this number 1 guy might be generational. Left guard Nate Pearson out of Washington, and then Matthew Carson, a defensive tackle out of Iowa State. And at week 8, we were top of the West, but we went on a bit of a cold streak. And we end the year off 8-9, missing out on the playoffs as well. Very disappointing second half. The necessary changes will be made for next season, no doubt about it. Offensive yards, 17th in the league. Defensively, 23rd. And Penix at the halfway mark had 10 touchdowns to 1 interception, I believe. So after that, he had 12 tuds to 8 interceptions. We lost a lot more games too. Not the leap we were hoping for. However, this guy should definitely go up to X Factor this year. 13 touchdowns, 5.6 a carry, as well as almost 1,700 yards. DK Metcalf was decent, 6 touchdowns, 1,050 yards, but the wide receiver numbers are not too exciting, are they? I feel like we got to get JSN way more involved in this offense. Ooh, Warren Sanders, the rookie, leads the way for tackles made with 115 TFLs, 15 for Dimitri Hobbs, 13 for Boye Mafe, 11 for Byron Murphy there. And Hobbs had 11 sacks as well. Okay, assistant GM gave me an absolute gem in that guy. Mafe and Nwosu, though, only combined for 6.5 sacks. Our defensive line was the people putting in work. And 3 picks for the rookie Randolph. Witherspoon got 3, as well as Jordan Brooks, too. And the Super Bowl is going to be Giants Raiders. What? What kind of rebuild are they cooking over there? MVP is Kermit.
I'm here.
Dimitri Hobbs is your defensive rookie of the year in the NFC, though. Randolph ends up being number 3, and Warren Sanders number 5. Could be a franchise-changing draft class we just had. Development traits, we should get a few. Penix, unfortunately, doesn't go up. I don't know how Kenneth Walker doesn't go up to Superstar X Factor after that insane of a season. make it make sense. Defensively, though, Hobbs goes up twice to superstar. 2 skill points available, and yeah, he had a monster season. Development trait up to star there, and then for defensive rookie of the year, went up to superstar dev. He's up to an 80 overall, too. This dude's a monster. Hashtag thank you, assistant GM. And next year, we probably will have to do what's inevitable and change to a 4-3. And the Giants beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl 35-31. I forgot they got Drake May. I think they got Adonai Mitchell, too. So Giants are building something over there. Back at contracts, we got a 5th year for Devon Witherspoon and JSN. And of course, I will be accepting both of them, like I should have done for Charles Cross, because now he doesn't want to rejoin us, which was a bad move on my part. And we definitely want to keep him around. So I'm going to bump up the money a ton, and he still doesn't want to join. Teron Johnson can go. Prez, 30 years old now. I'm going to give it a 2-year deal. I think I'd be fine with that. He's not interested either. I think we let him go to free agency, but I'm going to go ahead and tag Charles Cross, as we will still have over 115 mil to splash out on some big players, hopefully, like a Zach Martin. Travis Kelce is here. Ronnie Stanley. Debo is now out of our division. That's nice. Travarius Ward. Prez, of course. DeMarcus Lawrence. Some big names here, no doubt. Jamal Adams, DeMarcus Lawrence is the big one, though. Logan Cook, Cesar Ruiz, and Bryce Hall are the players we're looking to add. The contracts have been reviewed, and all 5 of them are now a Seattle Seahawk. And 2 more additions in Azeez Al-Shaair and Kevin Givens. And this dude is easily a top 5 talent. Do we make the big splash and go up to 1? Couldn't do it last year, but Mike, this guy looks even better. Ooh, Brett Rowe in a little diamond in the rough round 3 to 4 projection. Jeff Bird, the defensive tackle, round 3 to 4. He looks like a gem too. Nate Pearson, we're gonna do again, the left guard. And honestly, with a 3rd one, no clue. I'm just gonna do free safety Alex Sawyer. Why do I have trade offers for DeMarcus Lawrence? I just got him. And honestly, I won't lie, our team does look very good now. We could just use that like X factor in the draft, you know? Because Tyree Hargrove is a top 5 talent, as we know. His rating is great, good, with elite strength and skill-wise. I mean, there are A's everywhere. And Nate Pearson's around 1 to 2 talent. But there are 0 offers the Browns are interested in from us. Give you a 1st, 2nd, another 1st, and a 3rd next year? Only orange. I can't even add on players because they have negative cap. What an annoying spot to be in for us. Added in a 3rd first rounder, and it is green now, but it's so much, man. I want to do it every year, but once I get to the trading package, I'm like, there's no way. No way. So whatever, we're here at pick 16 now. Let's see what we can do. I think we're going to trade 16 though with the Packers and get a superstar 85 overall Quay Walker here. I'm just going to get rid of the 2nd though and see if we can get something more valuable. Where am I going? Let's just try their 1st round pick next year. It is close. We can add in one of our 2 third-round picks that we have this year, and the trade is accepted. Quay Walker, 85, superstar. Him alongside Jordan Brooks now is going to be nasty. And in round 2, we are going to be reaching heavy here with Brett Roten, but I'm just going to take him. But the value is most definitely there as a round 1 to 2 talent. Still just 21 years old out of Notre Dame there. His physical stats are not looking too great, but at the end of the day, he will just be a backup, a depth piece for us to have, so ends up only being normal. Could kind of see that coming, but he should be a decent overall. But at the same time, Hobbs last season was only a normal too, and look at the players he's become. And now hopefully in round 3, the left guard is... Okay, well, you know, I'll just take the next man up. Craig Griffin here, left guard out of Wisconsin, 21 years old. Maybe a blessing in disguise, as I always say. Big 6'9". But how are they all looking? 75 for Roten there, 72 for Craig Griffin. Actually, we traded away our 1st, remember. I sim the rest. The CPU got me a 75 overall hidden dev linebacker Andrew Durant in the 4th round there. 85 tackling. Oh my god. Our linebacker group's gonna be nasty. Damn, I didn't even have to trade for Quay Walker. We got it. We got Quay Walker at home. Let's go check out this class though, as the oh my god, a 2nd round guard here is an 83, but the main man himself, Tyree Hargrove, only ends up being an 80. Of course, an 80 is still crazy, but I thought he was going to be even crazier. As he pairs alongside Myles Garrett on the Browns. Now, of course, we have Myles Garrett Jr. Thank you. Thank you, Browns. Thank you. Thank you for not having a trade for me. The amount of 80 overalls in this class. My god. Okay, at our pick, I was looking at Adrian Lincoln. He was very tempting. Ends up being an 80 and hidden. Damn, now that we got Durant later on, maybe we should have just kept this pick. He ends up being a superstar too. That would have been fire. That would have been fire. And now here into year 3, I think this is the best our squad has looked overall, especially defensively, which we have changed to a 4-3 now because they've been struggling. And we have 4 superstars in Quay Walker, Dimitri Hobbs, of course, and Wosu Devon Witherspoon. We added in DeMarcus Lawrence in the offseason as well. This defense looks ready to be at least top 10, I'm hoping. And then offensively, I mean, we're still kind of crossing our fingers for a jump for Michael Penix. And hopefully that can come into fruition as we change the offensive and defensive playbooks now into Cincy and KC. So here's to hoping that fixes everything. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen everything. I just finished DB battle with Devon Witherspoon, and we get his dev upgrade to X Factor. What? It has finally happened. And I don't know how long it's been since I last got a dev upgrade from training camp, but as you can see there, up to Superstar X Factor for Devon Witherspoon, as he's up to a 90 overall now with +1 speed and +2 zone. My god, all I want is for Penix to go up from normal to star, but I'm not gonna lie, seeing up to X Factor hits like crack. Can we make it 2 for 2 with JSN? Oh, imagine. I'm getting too greedy now. And the midseason, once again here, we're top of the NFC West at a 4-3 record, but it is very competitive. Week 8 against the Niners, I believe we played him here last year as well. We win 38-17, and check this out. As we have ourselves a Kenneth Walker breakout to go up to X Factor. Of course, he needs 4 touchdowns though, or 200 yards, which is pretty insane to ask for, especially in simulation, as we have the Raiders at home here, and we lose 30-24. And K9, that was indeed embarrassing. Now in week 10, we go to Miami to play the Dolphins. We beat them 28-20. 3-7 Eagles. I mean, I guess that's how the Eagles are in real life right now. Drew Lock Loki ended that franchise. Matthew Scarborough, a left tackle here. Check those ratings out. And first one's going on him because there is a universe where we don't get crossback. Second one on Lamar Poole, speed rusher out of Illinois. And defensive tackle Luke Manning looks like a monster. Not where you would assume he'd play with that last name, but he's good. And in year 3, we finally get ourselves into the playoffs and finish top of the West with a 10-7 record. Look at our squad though, man. 88 offense, 89 defense with an 88 overall. This squad is pretty sick. As we finish top 10 in offensive yards, that went up a bit, but it's really the defense that I'm looking at. Top 13. And Penix threw for a good amount of yards with 4,200 there. 31 touchdowns too, but the 16 interceptions are just a little too much. 70% completion rate is nice, but if we can lower down the turnovers, we can have a 12-13 win season. Damn, and K9 stats plummeted because of the playbook change. Only 4.2 a carry, 1,155 yards, 11 touchdowns. What the heck? I know the playbook change means a lot, but I mean, he's still at 96 for his stats, until for his average to go down that much is kind of crazy. Like, I expected his yards to go down because his attempts would be down, but the 4.2 a carry is just bad. And once again, only 1,000 yard receiver, in that being JSN at 1,100 yards from 10 touchdowns. DK Metcalf and Witherspoon with 7 touchdowns each there, 950 plus yards. Jalen Polk, not a bad third option, fourth option, I guess. Just checking out the blocking here. Sam Callahan with 11 sacks given up from center is quite concerning. I'm not gonna lie. As Quay Walker leads the way for tackles made with 102, Jordan Brooks gets into the triple digits as well. DeMarcus Lawrence had a monster year, 23 TFLs, 12 sacks from Dimitri Hobbs, 18 TFLs for him and Nwosu, 10 for Byron Murphy there. As we got Hobbs, 5.5 sacks, 4 for Nwosu. Not too much after DeMarcus Lawrence there. Interceptions, only 2 for Randolph, and then what is that? We had about 6 as a team. So definitely not the most eye-popping numbers. However, we are in the playoffs, so I cannot complain. Drake May is going crazy with this Giants team here, but we're happy to finally make it as the 4 seed, as the division winners. We're going to be at Seattle as well. As we got ourselves the Cowboys, of course, in the wildcard round there in 87. We're in 88. This should be a good game. Remember how these two teams played in real life? Of course, we are 3 years into the future, but this time we're at Lumen Field. But hopefully a different outcome this time around, as the 12-man is most definitely bumping. We get the first touchdown of the game to go up 14-0 in the first quarter, as our offense and defense is putting up a clinic, but the Cowboys march down to get themselves 7 points here, as we are still up by a whole touchdown. Make it 2 now, 21-7 into the fourth quarter. Cowboys just down 1 possession with 4 minutes and 30 left. Looks like we also just punted the ball, so come on, defense. As the Cowboys in the next factor, Dak Prescott, have a 2nd and 8 with just about 4 minutes to go. Pollard swerving left and right, somehow gets through all of that and gets a first. 2nd and short for the Cowboys. Dak steps back to pass it and gets an eat. Oh, good defense by 1-2. That is French, going to be our safety, I believe, in his 2nd season, forcing an incompletion. They're giving us a 3rd and 3 with just 3 minutes to go as well. If our defense can get a stop here, we will be looking good. However, CeeDee Lamb is going to do CeeDee Lamb type things. Dak is not doing much, you know. 2nd and 10 out of the gun. Dak drops back again here. Quick pass out to 22. We get him just short of the marker, though, as this game is going to go down to the wire. Will they snap it before the 2-minute warning? They do. They're going to play action to Pollard here. Dak feeds Pollard. He gets an easy first down. Dak drops back again here on first down. 22 is open. Is that Keon Coleman? 2nd and 3. Dak with a screen pass to Tony Pollard. He gets blocked. Oh my god, that guy just got flattened. But we do get him down inside the safety in year 2, of course, taking that Kyle Hamilton jump, if I say so myself. And that is a great play by Prez, who we of course brought back on a 2-year deal. And when these two teams played in real life, Prez and Jake Ferguson were talking back and forth the entire game. So this one means more. CeeDee Lamb though, if we took a timeout there, but Dak, oh my God, that was an absolute brick. Hello. As they still are on our 2, we need to get pressure. We have not been getting anything. CeeDee Lamb, do we keep him in bounds too? We do. The clock is running. They do get a yard though. They're on the 1 now. They'll probably just run it. I don't know why they wouldn't just feed Paul. Devon Witherspoon. Devon Witherspoon just gave us our first playoff win of the video. Dak is a bozo, and after watching him against Green Bay, yeah, he is. Wow, crucial interception there on the 1-yard line as well. I mean, they could have snuck it. They could have gave it to Pollard. They still had 3 timeouts, so to pass it in that situation was a boneheaded play. As with just 5 seconds to go, it should just be too little, too late. We get our first playoff win of the vid. Ooh, and Michael Penix in his playoff debut, as he went 26 for 34, 308 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions too. Completely outplayed a veteran X-Factor Dak Prescott, and Michael Penix, ladies and gentlemen, I think he's finally arrived. What did this playbook do to K9? Oh my God. JSN, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wow. Jalen Polk had a big game too. It was actually DK that did cardio. Hell, he probably got ejected or something. What if that could actually happen though? Like in the awareness attribute, maybe sometimes your players just punch somebody, I don't know, like a Draymond Green. And in the divisional round, we're gonna get the 10-7 Vikings. Gonna be a pretty even games by the look of it, but we will be in Minnesota at US Bank Stadium. As Michael Penix also wins your NFC Offensive Player of the Week. We saw his stats, he was awesome. We'll hop in for this one as well. Not sure who their quarterback is, but I guess we'll find out very soon. We should be able to see right here, that is no clue. Who is that? It is going to be that. Okay, well, you could tell why I didn't think that was JJ McCarthy, but it's Matt. They have JJ McCarthy. And the storylines are here. Of course, a rematch of the national championship in 2024, Michigan versus Washington. We get it again here in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs in, I believe, 2026. And it's starting off how it went in real life as well. 17-0. Our offense is getting clamped there. We drive down, only get 3 points, 10-24 now. It is not looking too good for us, down 2 possessions. We do still have all 3 timeouts. If we could score in a quick succession here, we're on the 32. That would be big time. Penix fires it out to number 22 there. Well, 2nd and 2, just aim for the end zone, honestly. All right, first down though. 2 minutes and 14 to go here. We snap the ball inside the Vikings red zone now. DK. Can he get out of bounds here? Okay, not the end of the world though, the 2-minute warning, as we of course still have all our timeouts left. I think 22 is Jalen Polk. Quick slant here to DK Metcalf. Gives us the first down, but we need to get in the end zone ASAP as the clock is most definitely not on our side here. However, the runoff is actually not too bad. It's usually much worse with Madden simulation, okay? As in usually the simulation just does the stupidest things here. Penix, DK's wide open. DK, end zone, touchdown. Come on, get the defense back on the field. We need a quick 3 and out here. Is that Madison? Who even is that? Is that Kamara? Might be Kamara. It's number 41 there. Hands it off again, of course, and Quay Walker stuffs him behind the line. 3rd and 9 now. They are in the gun here. I wouldn't be surprised if they passed it and tried to ice this game, but they hand it off to Kamara again, and we get him down. 3rd timeout is gone. We're going to have a chance. We are going to have a chance. Michael Penix, legacy drive. Penix, let's go, brother. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. 67 yards down the field. No timeouts remaining. DK Metcalf gives us a good start of 7. 2nd and 3 out of the gun. Penix drops back again. Same play. Metcalf, keep doing it. I don't mind. Although the time is ticking most definitely. And we also need to find the end zone. Of field goal does nothing for us here. So we got to push the ball downfield a little bit more here. Penix, get rid of it. Thank you. 2nd and 10. Penix audibles out of the play. He sees something he likes. Drops back. And takes the worst sack imaginable. What are you doing? Under 20 seconds to go, Penix just couldn't get the ball downfield. I don't know. 3rd and 22. Slings it to the right side, and it's out of bounds. Like, what in the world? As the Vikings defense and pass rush just ended up getting to us here. This is probably the final play of the game, and Penix doesn't even get it out. It's deja vu as JJ McCarthy beats him again. And Penix didn't have a bad game. 262 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, but JJ McCarthy simply just did more, which is not what happened in the national championship, but you get, oh God, what? And the Vikings ended up going all the way, so I guess we lost to a better team. But they'll be playing the MVP of the league, Lamar Jackson. But we do got some devies to check out here, and Penix does end up going to star. We also got Witherspoon up to superstar there. Two I honestly didn't really expect. I don't know how they went up, but K9 didn't go up in the other season when he went literally crazy with 1,700 yards defensively. Was Durant a freaking superstar? In the 4th round that the CPU drafted, he was a superstar. What the heck? And looking back at it, we really didn't have to trade for Quay Walker now, as we found this absolute gem later on. I say we, it was all the CPU. I don't think we got anything else though on the D. But Penix going up to star is definitely big time. This was our best season yet. We got a playoff win too, so hopefully we just keep getting better. As the Ravens smack the Vikings 28-7 and good. We don't like the Vikings anymore because they knocked us out. Marlon Humphrey, shout out to him for Super Bowl MVP. And for contracts, we do have 109 mil. Charles Cross is here, and Woe Suge, Zach Charbonnet, Michael Penix, 5th year. Go ahead and just accept that one right now. Bryce Hall, DeMarcus Lawrence, who was actually really good. Bradford we've had from the beginning. And Charles Cross, sadly, we might just have to let him walk. I mean, he has zero interest, and that is solely because of the fact we are not close to home in Mississippi. I'll bump it up a little bit, but he still doesn't want to join. And Wosu is just 30 years old, not going to let him walk. Charbonnet, no interest. Bryce Hall, CB4. DeMarcus Lawrence, on the other hand, does have almost fully green interest there, so he should stay, and he does. But everybody else here, we're going to let walk. And let's go to free agency with 90 mil after a playoff win in our best season yet. Let's try to go all out. Okay, we have Tyreek Hill here, but we also have a 26-year-old Jalen Carter. I have never seen him in free agency. He's rarely ever here. Joshua Palmer, Deion Dawkins, of course, Cross. Deion Dawkins does have interest though, so maybe we just get him as the replacement. And that's what I'm going to do. Why not? Only on a 1-year deal. And I would love Jalen Carter, but he has zero interest because we're quite possibly the furthest you could be from Florida. As we're looking to add Deion Dawkins, Christian Fulton, Cam Akers, and then some former Seahawks here in Geno and Kobe Parkinson. And all 5 of them will be coming to Seattle. Oh, we have 2 first-rounders, don't we? We have 15 and 25, 15 being, of course, from the Packers when we traded out. Okay. Wow, that left tackle, despite looking insane, is only around 2 to 3. Look at this. He was elite in 4 different categories and then great in the other 2, but the talent isn't there. We're looking to win right now, you know? Damn. Really? Look at his key ratings there. That's insane. What's his awareness? A B? How is this dude round 3 to 4 talent? What? Nah, genuinely though, look at his core attributes here. Where is the weakness? Besides injury and pursuit, which is a D, but everything else is unreal. Holy crap. Brian Dupree, safety out of Oklahoma State. I put my 3rd one on him. He looks so good. Okay, big trade here. I'm trading pick 25 as well as 2 future 2nd rounders, and we're getting outside linebacker or edge or pass rusher, you know what I mean? Alex Highsmith from the Steelers. 89 overall star development as well. Him alongside DeMarcus Lawrence now should be a huge game changer. As we've been needing some pass rushers for a while now, our only 2 were Brett Rowan and then Myles Garrett Jr., who sadly hasn't developed into Myles Garrett, sadly, but Alex Highsmith being here now should be huge. And of course, that was our pick, and we managed to keep number 15. Didn't the Bears go Brock Bowers number 1 in year 1, and now at number 14 in year 4? They're going another tight end. What are they doing? But at 15, I am going to go with the safety, Brian Dupree here out of Oklahoma State. His skills just look way too good. A awareness, A man, A play rec, B zone, B catching, B pursuit, B hit power, B tackle. Looks like the BPA can fit on our team. Jamal Adams only has 1 year left on his contract too, so he should be a like-for-like replacement. Hidden dev, welcome to the 12-man. Round 2, I'm going to go with wide receiver Eric Evans. Jalen Polk is only has a year left on his contract. This guy's a deep threat with elite acceleration and speed. Ran a 4.3 40, which is insane. He looks like a beast, maybe can be our wide receiver of the future. Ends up being hidden dev already, which is higher than what Jalen Polk is, of course. Does he start day 1? And around 3, pick 25, Maxwell Sharp, a center here out of Boise State, only 21. Also hidden dev. And Brian Dupree, ladies and gentlemen, ends up being 81 overall. He looked that good. 76 for Eric Evans too, 73 for Maxwell Sharp there. The CPU did its thing later on, but Brian Dupree might be the best pick of this video so far. He looks awesome. 77 zone, 81 man off rip, 78 awareness too. Yeah, this dude is a monster. Oh my god, 69 overall QB at number 3. As Brian Dupree is top joint, highest rated player in the class with Ross Leonard there, who went number 6 overall. That was definitely the right choice then. And by the way, Luke Manning went second round, ends up only being a 73, which we knew though, but normal dev as well. This guy was like my favorite player in the draft class, but after seeing his talent, I was thrown off. And here now into year 4, let's go ahead and reveal none other than Brian Dupree. Generate best lineup. I'm looking straight at strong safety on the right side of the screen. And into year 4 now, after an amazing year 3, our best season yet, Penix is now up to a star, and everybody else on the offense is also star plus. And defensively, we had some big additions like Brian Dupree in the draft, 81 overall, as well as a huge trade, a first round pick for Alex Highsmith, who is 30 years old now with just 1 year left on his contract, but hopefully he can come in and contribute right away for us and take us over that hump. As Brian Dupree will be starting as our slot corner right away, of course, Highsmith and Lawrence off the edge with Dimitri Hobbs and Byron Murphy through the middle, Quay Walker, Jordan Brooks. This team is ready for prime time. At mid-season, we are we're here. 6-1. The Lions, by the way, hello? My God, our only loss, of course, coming to Alex Highsmith's former team. They beat us 7-14 in an ugly one in Pittsburgh, but after that, man, 6 wins in a row. 132 mil in the bank, but Devon Witherspoon, JSN, Byron Murphy, Jordan Brooks, Highsmith, of course, who we just traded for. And Spoon is a prized possession. We got to keep him at all costs. 4-year deal, no doubt. JSN, however, has no interest at all because team does not have franchise QB. Tell you what, after this season, we're 6-1. I'm praying, crossing my fingers that Penix can get the tag. And then Brooks and Highsmith, everybody else, I'm gonna probably wait till the end of the year. As we have the 0-7 Lions. My God, of course, dude. Niners in week 9, they're only 2-6. We beat them 24-17. First one's going on defensive tackle Leon Wary here out of FSU. Terrell Barton, round 3 to 4 projection here, might be a diamond in the rough. And last one's gonna go on Bo Thorne here, outside linebacker, run stopper at NC State. Wow, we end up with a bye week 14-3 record. Not gonna lie, a small part of me there thought we missed the playoffs at first, but we get the 5th top 5 offensive yardage, 6,000 plus yards, and the defense went up to number 6. And the main reason why our team has now become an absolute juggernaut is, of course, us bringing back Geno Smith to mentor Michael Penix as he has his best season yet. 4,638 yards, 31 touchdowns, but like we said, just lower the interceptions and we're going to be even that much better. Only 11 this season. And K9 was all right. Only 4.2 a carry, 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns, good year, but man, what he was doing those first few years was unbelievable. Whoa, Cody Weatherspoon, 1,236 yards and 8 touchdowns for the tight end, and as he leads the way. JSN, 1,081 yards, 10 touchdowns for him. DK Metcalf has been relatively disappointing in this video, to be honest with you. Only 3 touchdowns, 860 yards. Polk was decent as well as a 4th option. Quay Walker, 125 tackles. Jordan Brooks with 110, but 18 TFLs for Alex Highsmith, 16 for Dimitri Hobbs, 14 for DeMarcus Lawrence, and 10 for Murphy there, but the sack numbers look outrageous. An addition as big as Alex Highsmith changed our defense entirely. 16.5 sacks as him and DeMarcus Lawrence combined for over 30, and Dimitri Hobbs at defensive tackle even contributed in with 11.5. The pressure, the D-line was unbelievable this year. Devon Witherspoon, 3 picks, 2 for Jordan Brooks and Jamal Adams. Wow, these sack numbers are crazy, man. And in the divisional, we're going to be getting the 9-8 Green Bay Packers, as they were the 7th seed and end up beating the Cowboys there, the 2 seed. Looks familiar. However, with the squad we have, the regular season we just had, we're in Seattle at Lumen Field as well. It should be bumping. I got our squad, no doubt, any day of the week. 28-13. We now have the Panthers 11-6, and let's hop in for our first appearance here in the NFC Conference Championship, as the Panthers are an 84 overall squad with a superstar X Factor Bryce Young nowadays, but we are playing up to a 91 right now. And here we go. Can Bryce Young come into Michael Penix's home and spoil what's been our best season yet? Our best season in this new chapter, in this new era. First half, we take the lead there in the dying seconds of it. 20-14, third quarter on its way there. They get themselves a field goal, but we take a 10-point lead. We take a 14, nope, that's more than that. It's a 10-point lead now. Just under a minute to go. They have no timeouts left. Did we just clinch it? Are we good? Are we chilling? Are we making the freaking Super Bowl in year 4? Oh my God, let's go. Come on. Not gonna lie, that was going so quick, but Penix had himself a day. A perfect QBR, only missed 2 passes, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Bryce Young, step aside, brother. And Jackson Smith and Jigba had 5 for 125. with 3 freaking touchdowns. Are you kidding? And in the year 2027, we are going to be playing the Baltimore Ravens, who have been an absolute juggernaut in this video, I believe winning 2 Super Bowls. And Lamar has had himself a few MVPs, but this one goes to Mahomes again. Michael Penix does make it, though, into the top 9, as we get no awards, but that's okay, because we are here in the Super Bowl Devies. Michael Penix up to Superstar X Factor, and Cody Weatherspoon, who's been quietly one of our biggest targets in this video, up to an 89 Superstar X Factor. Now the offense is really rounding out. We still do not have Eric Evans, of course, as he barely played as our wide receiver 4. Defensively, though, Dimitri Hobbs, I believe, goes up to X Factor as well, and that is going to be the only upgrade we get here on defense, but the boys did it. Actually, not yet. Well, we made it, but we haven't done it. The boys have made this Super Bowl, and Dimitri Hobbs has been a massive reason why. He's still only 23 here, up to an X Factor. This dude was a normal coming out, and straight away in year 1, went up 2 dev traits, defensive rookie of the year. He has changed this defense around. Actually, the Ravens may have won 3 Super Bowls this video so far, as they, of course, have a 99 Lamar, Mark Andrews, and Roquan, Marlon Humphrey, Tyler Linderbaum. They still have pretty much their team, the team they have in real life. Kyle Hamilton, Zay Flowers. They drafted Braylon Trice, teammates of course, Michael Penix and Jalen Polk out of Washington there. He's up to a superstar, up to a 91 as well. Raheem Sanders, 91, a running back they drafted, it looks like. Man, their squad is insane. They even got better. Justin Madubuike, Tevin Jeffries, a superstar right tackle they drafted. Patrick Queen, always still here. Yeah, there's a reason why they're up here, as they ended up going 13-4 and they were the number 2 seed in the AFC here. So it's going to be a clash of 2 versus 1, as they are a 90 overall squad, but we are playing up to a 91 right now. This should be a battle of the ages, a battle of the birds. Can Michael Penix shut up all the doubters that he had on draft day, where everybody said he was a reach going in round 1, but now, a few years later, has the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl. However, down 10-0, but we do get 7 there. At the end of the first half, we get 2 touchdowns and take the lead, up 14-13 now. Second half on its way, as we get the ball first and drive down, get a touchdown, and get an 8-point lead. Fourth quarter is here, and a big 3rd down to start it off, as the Ravens on their own 24. That should have been a pick. That's going to be Durant as well, who was drafted in the 4th round by the CPU. Gets a big stop, as the Ravens will now punt the ball to us, but that really could have been a pick 6. Man, he has been cold-blooded in the playoffs so far. 3rd and 1 after a 9-yard reception to Weatherspoon there, and we convert. Still driving down. 8 minutes to go now. 3rd and 3, converted by K9. Who else but Michael Penix gets sacked by his former collegiate teammate, Braylon Trice, but it's a huge reception to his other collegiate teammate, Jalen Polk. Shout out to freaking UW, as they are stamping all over this game here. Penix, Weatherspoon, but it's broken up. 6 minutes to go. K9 gets fed the ball, but goes nowhere, as he's not having his best day. However, we are on to their 25, comfortably in field goal range to go up 2 possessions as well. So nothing stupid here. Do not force it. You have all freaking day, Michael Penix. Someone's got to be open. PI. Bail us out, ref. Bail us out, ref. Illegal touching on the offense. On the offense? What do you mean? What do you mean? DK Metcalf just getting a little 2 hands on there, which is not really a surprise. However, if we can take this field goal and go up by 2 possessions, we are in a good spot. However, our defense needs to keep doing what they've been doing. They've been amazing. As we kick the ball off back to Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, and right away, it's Zay Flowers for 27 yards. And in the blink of an eye, they are on the 16. Chunk after chunk after chunk, wasting about no time on the clock here, still with 4 minutes and 40 to go. Good pass breakup by Tariq Woolen, I believe that was, giving us a 3rd and 2, but no doubt the Ravens are in 4-down territory nowadays. And we get him just short of the marker. Wow, what a tackle by Tariq Woolen again. Ooh, just with 1 yard. They're going to opt to kick the field goal here with Justin Tucker. Make it a 1-possession game. Still a lot of time left on the clock, which I guess makes sense, getting the lead down to 8 now for them, as we get our pass blocked off by Taylor Rapp and then take a sack by Patrick Queen. And 18 yards to get it. We get 14 from DK Metcalf, and we're giving the ball right back. 1st and 10 on the Ravens 35 for Lamar Jackson. It's good defense. Is that Tariq Woolen again? He has been all over. Under 3 minutes to go now. Lamar out of the gun. It's a quick one to Mark Andrews, and it bounces straight off his hands. Defense not giving the Ravens skill position players any sort of breathing room at all. Lamar drops back once again, and it's picked off. Is that Jamal Adams? Oh my God. You couldn't write it any better. A Jamal Adams interception in the Super Bowl to potentially kill this game off as he picks off Lamar Jackson in the dying moments of the fourth quarter, out of all people too. That is hilarious. And as long as we can get a first down here, kill a little bit of clock, kill their timeouts, and get into field goal range, we will be in a very good spot. But only a 4-yard gain there from K9 on the very first run of the drive. 2 minutes and 10 to go. Michael Penix actually going to drop back to pass here. Slings it out to Kobe Parkinson, who stupidly goes out of bounds as his momentum kind of just took him that way. But that was the last thing we wanted, as it saves the Ravens not only the 2-minute warning, well, I guess just the 2-minute warning. Michael Penix an empty though, wide open, 22 in the middle, doesn't opt to go for him, takes a deeper route and throws a pick. Oh my God, what are you doing? And he breaks the tackle as well. We get him down, but yeah, you cannot be serious. Back-to-back boneheaded plays by our players, as Parkinson, 1, goes out of bounds, and then 2, Michael Penix throws a pick when we were in field goal range to get a 2-possession lead here with under 2 to go. And Rashad Bateman comes down with that. Here we go. They have momentum now. They're gonna, oh my God. There was just no way Penix just did that. That was the stupidest thing he could have done. I would rather him just sat down. It's a great pass breakup by, I believe, Jordan Brooks. Leaving us with 1 minute and 20 to go. Baltimore still have all 3 timeouts remaining, though. That should have been a pick. Tariq Woolen once again, though, with another great play, but that really should have been a pick. Giving us a 3rd and 10 as Lamar audibles out. Minute, and it's going to be a QB draw. Lamar goes absolutely nowhere. He has been killing on the ground, though, up to 81 yards today. But we sniffed that one out from a mile away. Under a minute to go. 4th and 8. Lamar, legacy down. Converts. Rashad Bateman is coming through big time on this final drive. As the Ravens now into our red zone. 2 timeouts left. Is that Devon Witherspoon? Is that Devon Witherspoon? Picks off Lamar Jackson. And I think gets us our first Super Bowl of the video. As our DB group proves to be just too difficult to deal with. Rashad Bateman's bailed him out a few times already, but this time Devon Witherspoon cuts it to perfection, as Lamar gets his 2nd interception of the 4th quarter here. And with just 2 timeouts left, I think we are good to run out the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Penix has done it. Wins a Super Bowl as the Seattle Seahawks franchise quarterback. And I think year 4 now, 2027. Wow. And Michael Penix lifts the Lombardi in a Seahawk jersey. It's been a lot of up and downs in this video so far. He has started off quite slow in the first 2 seasons, but these last 2 seasons, he has really developed himself into a top-tier quarterback in this league and has made game-changing plays as this team finally gets themselves over the hump here as we beat the juggernaut Baltimore Ravens, who I believe have won 3 of the 4 Super Bowls in this video. And we can see why, as they had played us until the very last moments there, but Lamar didn't even throw for a touchdown. And those 2 interceptions both came in the 4th quarter in crucial moments. Penix had a good day overall, as K9, once again, just not an efficient game, only 3.2 a carry, but he did have himself a touchdown. As Witherspoon leads away with 5 receptions made there, but JSN with 117 yards, 1 touchdown for him and DK Metcalf. Kobe Parkinson, don't even get me started. As Corey French, the safety, leads the way for tackles made. There were 10 total, as Brian Dupree gets a TFL, as well as Brian Murphy. And the only sack goes to Brian Murphy as well, the man we chose in year 1, of course, in the 2 interceptions in the 4th quarter from Jamal Adams and Devon Witherspoon was all we needed for the fat lady to start singing. And tell you what, Super Bowl MVP could go to a few people. It could go to Penix, but he didn't have a crazy day. But most certainly Jamal Adams or Devon Witherspoon as well, who had 2 of the biggest moments in that game, arguably, but it does end up going to the Washington man, Michael Penix Jr. As the Ravens did win in 2026. I don't think they won this year, but in 2024 and in 2023, yeah, they've won 3 in this video, but they couldn't make it 4 as we were in the way. And we got about 134 mil now. JSN now wants to rejoin us because we got the franchise QB most likely. I'm going to try to re-sign everybody. Let's go 1 more year and let's try to go back to back. JSN, lock it in. Byron Murphy, the man with a sack in the Super Bowl, is also back, as Jordan Brooks also puts pen to paper. Alex Highsmith, the man we traded for, ended up being worth it. Abraham Lucas stays. And how could I not re-sign Prez after what he just did? However, I think Cesar Ruiz is going to go. Jalen Polk, I might let walk. We'll see. We can get him back in free agency if we want. DeMarcus Lawrence, same thing. Christian Fulton as well. Myles Garrett simply has to stay. We don't win that Super Bowl without it. And honestly, same could be said about Geno Smith, who we did bring in this year, and he actually helped us out. Just a great locker room guy, you know. But for agency, we got about 45 mil. JT, Ronnie Stanley, Josh Sweat, Jerry Jeudy. Does have a lot of interest in joining us as well. We might get DeMarcus Lawrence back. He looks like the best edge here. You know what? Final season, we can go in big for Jerry Jeudy as well. Let's just crack this team out. As we end up getting Jerry Jeudy, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Austin Corbett. 3 huge additions to already a Super Bowl winning roster. And at pick 32, we do need a new left tackle, and Micah Ashmore will be our guy here at the end of the first round. Hidden development, day 1 plug and play. And end of the third round here, we didn't have our second round pick. I think I used it in the trade somewhere else. Lyle Gordon here to be our cornerback 4. Will be much needed onto our team. Ends up only being normal, but that is okay. Not gonna lie, I totally forgot we had Eric Evans, who I would have loved to step up as well, but that is okay. He ends up only being a star. We bring in Jeudy. This team is insane. We're fresh off a Super Bowl, but can we defend our title, which is the real question? I'll see you guys there. Week 18 is here, and we end up going 12-5. However, the Niners, the 1 seed, 13-4. Penix had himself a year, though. 1 yard shy of 4K, but 29 touchdowns to only 4 interception. Arguably his best one yet. K9 was back to his best, though. 17 touchdowns, 4.9 a carry, as well as 1,400 yards. Good to see you back, my guy. Once again, though, only 1,000-yard receiver this time, it being JSN, and barely at that. He had 1 yard over, 10 touchdowns for him, and DK, who only gets 832 yards there, but Jeudy and Weatherspoon both over 900. It was very well spread out, to say the least. Quay Walker, 122 tackles made. Dimitri Hobbs, who's been just so good for us, 23 TFLs, 14 for DeMarcus Lawrence there, as Alex Highsmith has been well more than worth the trade that we did for him. 19.5 sacks, 15 for DeMarcus Lawrence, who we brought back. Hobbs even gets 7.5 at defensive tackle, and Witherspoon, of course, with 4 interceptions. Tariq and Prez with 2 themselves. As we get a tough game right away, we could hop in, but it's the final season. If we make like the conference championship, I'll probably hop in and just watch it. But can we beat the Niners first of all? We smoke them 35-14, but now we have the 14-3 Dallas Cowboys. This conference was absolutely stacked, as the Niners were the 2 seed, Panthers losing the first round there, but Cowboys, it's going to be a tough game. We were the 7th seed at what, 12-5? Wait, what? We were 12-5, right? We were the 7th seed? Oh my God. Okay. Cowboys here. AT&T Stadium. Can we beat them? We don't. We lose 31-24, sadly, as the Ravens make another freaking Super Bowl. This is getting ridiculous. Yeah, I'm getting sick of you, buddy. However, they lose back-to-back. The Giants beat them this time, 23-17. Shout out to Kayvon Thibodeau for Super Bowl MVP. Go Ducks. But we can check out some last-second devies here. Penix does not end up going to X Factor, sadly. Ashmore only a star, of course. Nothing on the offense, sadly. However, on defense, nothing as well. All right. How does Highsmith? Nah, man. What? This dude in 2 seasons has 35 sacks and has not gone up to superstar. Come on, man. What are we drinking? Because I need some of that. But 5 years in, I think we can call this rebuild a success with Michael Penix under helm, as he is up to a 90 overall now with morale. Superstar dev, 28 years old. Ratings look awesome. Of course, you know the accuracy is there as well. He stayed healthy, which is what you wanted, and brought a Lombardi to Seattle. Now, he was a bit of a slow burner. I'm not gonna lie, these first 2 seasons were all right, but we did not make the playoffs. However, we did find success in the postseason in the final 3 years, especially here in year 4, where we went all the way. He won Super Bowl MVP 2. Michael Penix actually showed up, as we took him at pick 18 in round 1 in 2024, of course. I'm wondering where he's going to go in real life, because I really am not too sure. He was on a contract year here, so it's good I'm getting out right now, but I love Penix as a player. What he did with UW in the past 2 seasons has been nothing short of spectacular. There are definitely question marks, but if he stays healthy, he's a player. He's a player. And with the Seahawks missing out on the playoffs and Geno Smith with a movable contract, new coach involved as well, there is a world where he can go in the first round and maybe come to Seattle. That would be pretty fun as he stays in state there, and maybe we just saw a glimpse of what he can do. Kenneth Walker has also developed into a 99 now and somehow never went up to X Factor. I'm not sure what happened in these 2 seasons. His stats just went down a lot, but this final season he went back up, 17 tuds, 5 a carry, 1,400 yards, but this year, I don't know how he don't go up to X Factor after that. But no doubt he was great. DK Metcalf was a little disappointing, didn't really go too crazy. Jerry Jeudy we brought in last second, and JSN was actually really good, as he's up to a 94 overall now with morale there. As you can see, the route running as crisp as you can get. Of course, I hope he can get to this level in real life as well, as I have him on Dynasty, as I mentioned. But 3,000 yard seasons in a row there, 10 touchdowns too. perfect Lockett replacement if you ask me. But I am excited to see him hopefully get a bigger role next season as Lockett maybe phases out of this offense. Cody Witherspoon actually was so good for us. We drafted him in like round 3, I believe. Came out as only a star, but has developed into a monster now. X Factor, 91 overall. Parkinson, I will never forget when you ran out of bounds. O-line, almost fully drafted here. Ashmore, Griffin, Callahan. We got Sharp as well as Abraham Lucas, who was already here, of course. Corbett as well. O-line was pretty solid throughout. And I swear I haven't got a superstar on the O-line in a minute. And defensively, similarly to Penix, was a slow burner to start off with. We were like 30th in the league, then 20th in the league, but after changing to a 4-3, of course, we came alive. We came alive, and I think my favorite player that we had on this side of the ball is hands down Dimitri Hobbs, who at just 25 years old is up to a 96 superstar X Factor now, and this guy came out as a normal development, immediately won Defensive Rookie of the Year, and just started putting up insane numbers in the inside. And what even makes the story even better is we drafted him in round 2, but remember, he was the assistant GM's prospect spotlight, so for him to develop like this, assistant GM most definitely needs a raise, bro. Most definitely. Look at the tackle for loss numbers though, 15 in every single season there. 2 seasons with over 10 sacks for a defensive tackle, man. You can't ask for much more. Byron Murphy, we drafted in 2024 as well. He was good. DeMarcus Lawrence we brought back for the these last few seasons, and he helped us get over the edge, as well as the big trade for Alex Highsmith, who has no doubt been a game changer for us. And Devon Witherspoon developed into one of the best corners in the league, to the surprise of nobody. 98 overall now. I actually got a dev upgrade on a training camp with him as well, which was awesome to see. He's up to a 98. That's crazy. Randolph, I remember I drafted as well. I don't even know who that guy is. He's up to an 85 though. Tariq Woolen made some big plays in the postseason for us, up to a 91 now. Never went up to superstar, but a great CB2. Prez is regressing heavily now, down to an 81 star development, but he made big plays when we needed him in the Super Bowl, of course, and we kept him throughout this entire video too. So shout out to Prez for a little bit of a resurgence to his career there. Dupree, I wanted to call him Bud Dupree, but it's Brian Dupree. 86 overall, he was a beast. We drafted him. He was an 81 overall off rip. And French, who's came over and took over the job of course, Quandre Diggs, and honestly, didn't miss a beat. He's a monster. And the linebacking group was solid as well. Quay Walker, we made a big trade for. Jordan Brooks stayed throughout this entire video, as well as Al-Shair, Warren Sanders, who we got drafted very early on. And then my boy Durant, who the CPU got in round 4, ended up being a superstar, 75 overall, I believe it was. So shout out to the freaking CPU. That is going to be wraps though. Very glad we were able to bring a Lombardi back to Seattle where it once was. Just about a decade ago now, right? With Russell Wilson, of course. Should have been 2 though. This team was awesome that we built. Very excited with how it turned out. We're very happy with how it turned out. And if you made it to this point in the video, just want to say thank you very much for watching the entire thing. That truly means a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, please leave a like on the video, as that would help me and this video out a ton. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, but as long as you watch this video, I would appreciate you. And of course, hashtag road to 25K, our main goal in January. We would love to hit that mark by the end of the month. That would mean the absolute world, but very happy with how this rebuild turned out. We were able to get a Super Bowl with Michael Penix in a Seattle Seahawks jersey. That's it for me though. See ya. Five interceptions. B-Wags threw it back real quick. 4.